Hey everyone, welcome in. This is Crow. It is Wednesday, November 12th, 2025, and we're going to do a Stitch With Me today. I had wanted to do an alternate between Stitch With Me's and lives every Wednesday. So today really should be a live, but I want to post and go live at the same time so you all know what to expect. And Dar's away for work, so I have to take child into ballet today, and so I won't be here to do the live. So we're gonna do just a regular pre-recorded Stitch With Me today instead. Yay! So this is the 6 Portals. It is by Rose Catherine Kahn, charted by Pain Free Crafts. A lot of people are doing it. I started in the top left, so I'm over here. And this is the first portal is my favorite one. Well, okay, the first and the 6th portal are my favorite ones. The third is my second favorite, and then the other 3 are lower on the list. So it'll be nice because I'll get a nice mix of favorites and not favorites. So I am doing this 1/1 full cross on 22 count. That's wrong. 28 count. I'm so used to saying 22. And I had to do 300 stitches. So this is my piece for Jade, the 310 stitcher. And I had to do 300 stitches because she posted a update yesterday. And so I had a bunch of park threads over here to work in, which I did. Got all those worked in. And then now I decided, you know what? I want to keep going, even though I got my 300 in. So we're going to do that. We're going to keep rolling with it. I mean, it's a huge piece. So it can use all the help it can get. So actually, speaking of a huge piece, let me give you some stats. So far today, I've done 401 stitches just working in the park threads. I have a total of 30,252 out of 964,800 for 0.34%. Yeah. And I am doing this 1/1 full cross. I had started doing it half cross and then decided that 28 count, just for my personal, I decided I don't like 2/1 half cross on 28 count. It's a bit too tight for me. So I went back and am converting it to 1/1 full cross. So did get my member video up yesterday, so if you are a member and you haven't watched that yet, go ahead and check it out. It's a vlog style. It was really fun to do. And I spent a good bit of last week getting my Substack set up and the first article out, so which is just like a welcome, why I'm doing it, what to expect sort of thing. So the member video from yesterday is a lot about that, like going through the process and recording as I did things and whatnot for that. So I will put the Substack link below in the description if anyone's interested in checking it out. I'm really excited for everything I have planned over there. You know what, we're just gonna park this over here. Did I tell you the artist and the designer for this? I honestly cannot remember if I did. It's Rose Catherine Kahn, charted by Pain Free Crafts. I feel like I did say, but no, I don't know. So if I didn't, I just said again. So no spoilers, but I've sort of had a Rose Catherine Kahn week so far. Ooh, so I made a test batch of wax or thread conditioners yesterday because I've been wanting to do it for a while, and I make candles, so I have everything. I just needed some beeswax. I used this one to try it because I put a little bit too much, poured a little too much in the mold. But they're brains. Aren't they amazing? Love them. So it's just 100% beeswax, and it's unscented. I've seen people do scented thread conditioners, and I didn't want to do that because I didn't want the fragrance oils, whether they're natural or not, to interact with the threads, especially over time. So just 100% beeswax, no scents, just natural. Oops. And so I started using it, my test one, because I want to test it and see how it works, like, well, before listing them on my website. But so far, I'm really enjoying it. It works really nicely. I didn't think there would be an issue, but still wanted to make sure. I find that especially on the 28 count, it really helps it really helps the floss not fray. I got a hair in there. Especially on the harder, like rougher fabrics. Like, where am I going? There. So that's nice. So their brains, so far I'm planning on, you get 2 in a pack. I haven't worked up a price or anything yet. I need to get labels and hope to get them up on my website soon. The Morning Moon, the candle website. So Ko-fi Shop is just going to be for digital files, digital things, digital products. That's the word I'm looking for. So like the whip sheet, for example, any patterns I do have, spoiler alert, a pattern that I designed that I want to test stitch before I put it up there. But the whip sheet, things like that are digital downloads, and then Morning Moon, my candle, up to now, solely candle business, or website, I should say, will have anything, any physical products. So, like the thread conditioners. I am also making some face scrubbies, cotton face scrubbies that I'll put up there. Still working on the which products, like mojo bags or intention bags, I like to call them. Spell bottles, things like that. I cannot get a good temperature today. Oh my God. I did that. Where am I? Down here. So yeah, so face scrubbies. Again, I made some, used some, washed them to see how, make sure they worked well. They're all just 100% cotton. And then liked them, and now am working on making some for the website. I actually, let me see if I can reach them without knocking everything over, because I'm good at that. Oh, come on. You got it. Woo! I made 2 so far, or 2 before starting recording this. So they're gonna come in sets of 4, so I need to make 2 more, and I obviously haven't weaved in the ends. But they're nice and puffy. And they're nice and big, so you can use them to wash your face, put like astringent on it, which is what I use them for, to kind of get the oils off. And I just lost my train of thought because I'm trying to find where I am. There I am. That's wrong. Oops. Also, the thread conditioner helps a bit when frogging, because it keeps it a bit stronger so it doesn't destroy the floss and rip the floss apart. The raven's coming in here already, and I'm very excited for it. Wait, did I do that one? I'm not doing well with talking and stitching this today. Usually I'm pretty good at that. Today, not so much. I think it's because I'm doing this a little bit different than I'm doing it sort of color completing by page-ish. Because the pattern is so big. I use markup. This is in markup. And the pattern is so big that markup, if you look at the whole and view the whole chart at once, it has a little bit of a trouble rendering it and like trying to move the pattern around or mark things off. It's really slow and just painfully slow, quite frankly. But I'm viewing it one page at a time, which is not how I like to stitch. I like to see the whole pattern and just go wherever. But doesn't really work for this. I don't know how well Pattern Keeper renders it. I don't seem to really have that problem with Pattern Keeper. I do have the same problem with any larger patterns like Ring of Power. So like, you're gonna see a little bit. So if you click and you see, say, view full chart, it has such like, see how slow it is? It like, and I can't handle that. I need it to be quick, precise. So because I'm only viewing one page at a time, I'm kind of doing like a extreme cross country by page. And even with the grids, I am finding it a bit difficult because I'm not used to stitching that way, and it's just not maybe by the end, as we get further along in this, almost 1,000,000 stitches, we'll hopefully have it down pat. But for right now, it's a bit difficult for me just because I'm not used to it. I think I had a frog these oranges, because I had somehow done them a block over and like the whole thing was off, so I had to frog that this morning and redo them. Because normally I kind of, I don't know, work as I go. But it could also just be the pattern itself is very like everywhere. But there are large chunks of some colors, so maybe I should have done those colors first. Maybe that's what I should do from now on. Instead of just picking the next color, do the larger, the colors with the largest amounts first, so I have something to work off of. That might go with my brain better. I also got my whip diary up for my Ko-fi members this morning. So if you're a Ko-fi member, go ahead and check that out. I really enjoy doing those whip diaries because I can get into a little bit more detail than I do in like an Instagram post or something, or even on Discord where I'm just posting a picture and giving stats, right? I can get a little bit more into what I like about the piece, what I did specifically, how I'm working on it, like if I'm using a different method or something. Okay, let's try this approach. Let's do something that has more colors. Not more colors, more stitches. A color that has more stitches. That was difficult. All right, 38.25. Ooh, I'm gonna use this to make some face scrubbies as well. But I needed to move it because it was on top of my threads. 38.20. What am I looking for? 38.25. Oops. Just got an email this morning from Child's Ballet Studio that he is in a parade on the 22nd. So not this coming weekend, but the following weekend, next weekend. In my language, Dar would call it I don't know what he would call it. We playfully argue about it all the time. Because next weekend to him is this coming weekend, because it's the next weekend. But that's not how I word it. But anyway, the 22nd. So he is going to be in a parade. The Christmas holiday parade in the city. So I need to get him. I don't know what he's gonna be in the parade. So apparently he's getting his costume this week. Well, they're picking who's gonna dress as what, because they're not being their actual roles in the parade. Like the roles that they're gonna be in the Nutcracker, they're just I think they're gonna be like dressing them as soldiers, and I forget what they said. Probably I don't know. I remember soldiers. So, and then of course we have to find something warm for him to go under the costume, whatever the costume is that they assign for him, because it's a parade, so obviously it's outside, and it's the end of November, so it's going to be freezing. He had a performance this past Sunday. I almost said Saturday. Sunday. A couple of days ago. At a country club for like they call it the Nutcracker tea, so people can pay and have tea provided by the, they buy a ticket and the country club offers them food and tea, and then the students perform. So he was in that. I cannot wait for Nutcracker season to be over, honestly. It's just one of those things. Like, he loves it, and I get it. Like, when I was growing up and in the Nutcracker, even as an adult in the Nutcracker, and it's much different being in it than it is on the outside, you know what I mean? But I love if you love performing, you love performing in kind of whatever it is. It doesn't really matter. But when I was a teacher and would run rehearsals, and oh man, you're there till 10 o'clock. Like, it definitely put a different perspective on it for me, and now I just can't. Like, I just want Nutcracker season to be over. And I'm not doing any of that anymore. I'm not teaching it, running rehearsals, nothing. So, but still, it's just, ugh. But as he gets into higher levels, he does more of these performances and whatnot outside of the actual in theater performances. So it's just more and more and more. We only have one kid. Like, I can't imagine people who have multiple children and multiple different activities, and I don't know how y'all do it. I really don't. Like, kudos to all of y'all. I was definitely not built to have more than one child. I probably wasn't even built to have one child, let's be real. But I do, so. Okay, now wait. Did I do? Yes. Oh, wait, I did that one. We decided to drive to Texas. We're not going to fly for various reasons. But we're going to instead of staying over at a hotel and breaking it up into two days, we're gonna do it in one go. So we're gonna leave in the evening. Dar's gonna drive his prime hours till like 2-3 in the morning. When I wake up, which are my prime hours, then I'm gonna drive. And then he'll take over again after that. And yeah. I told him, so for any of you who don't know, I want a hearse, and I'm saving to get a hearse, because I just want that to be my daily driver. Like, we have one vehicle, which with schedules it's getting a bit harder to manage with just the one, but like, so that's part of the reason. But also, I want my daily driver to be a hearse. Like, I want to roll up to the Wendy's drive-thru in a hearse and be like, you know, go to the grocery store, go to the hair salon to get my hair cut in a hearse. Like, that's perfect. But anyway, I said to Dar, I said, you know, if we had the hearse, then we could just lay down, whoever's not driving could just lay down in the back and go to sleep. Put a little mattress or a little sleeping bag back there. It's perfect. Not safe. I wouldn't recommend it. I'm joking, but also, like, people drive by the house, there's just a hearse perpetually parked out the front. Like, I really don't know what would be better. Okay, let's do another strand of this, and then I think we'll call it good for today. Was all caught up on my Flosstube 5, all the stitches, all the projects I needed to do this week. I was all, well, no, that's a lie, because I'm waiting to do Laura's because she goes live frequently. So I'm sort of waiting till tomorrow to see if she goes live again to put in the stitches for her piece. But I got Siski's and Jen's and Jade's done. And then right when I went to record this, I saw Siski is live. So I need to add 100 more stitches onto Siski's piece. I'm almost wondering if I should just keep track for a week and then the next week do everyone's stitches. So maybe not do the 100, because Siski usually posts weekly on Fridays. So that would be another 300 stitches. So maybe I'll just not do the one from the live today, mark it down, track if she does any other lives this week, her floss tube on Friday, and then stitch all of that next week, and then so on and so on. So each week I'm stitching for the previous week. That might work better with lives, or especially now that we're getting into plans, 2026 plan videos, and what parades are going to start coming out and things like that. It would probably just be easier to keep track of it that way and keep track of the week, and then the next week stitch the previous week's stitches. Because then I'll know exactly what I need to stitch. I won't have to worry about, oh, I need to get it out again, you know. Dar's in New York City for work, and he said yesterday it snowed a bit. I don't know how much. I didn't get a chance to talk to him too much, but so I don't know if it stuck or if it was just like, quick flurry type thing or what it was, but for some reason this year I'm having a real hard time with the weather. Like, my brain still thinks, I think it's because my brain still thinks it's way earlier in the year, like it's not mid-November and should be cold. My brain still thinks it's like, oh, September, it should be warmer. And I can't, I'm having a real trouble grasping that. I'm like, oh my god, it's 30 degrees, 32 degrees, it's so cold, it's blah blah blah, and I'm like, but it's mid-November, it should be, that's what it's supposed to be. And I'm so, it's throwing me off. Hold on. I need to reply to this. I'm lurking in someone's Twitch stream at the moment, and they're doing bobbin lace, and it's absolutely stunning. And he's a newer streamer, and doesn't have alerts or things like that, and he got rated, and someone was like, well, aren't the alerts automatic? And someone explained, like, no, you have to set them up in your streaming software, like your OBS or whatever you're using. So I had a reply. Well, there's a lot of hidden efforts to any kind of content creation and on whatever platform that a lot of people don't really realize or think about. There's a lot of time behind the scenes that goes into all of this, no matter the platform or the type of content. That might be a good thing to talk about in Substack. Future Substack article. You can go and read the article I posted on Monday to see, exactly what will be happening over there and schedule and everything. But I hope to post, or so far I have planned and scheduled on my calendar to post an article every Monday of the month, like every Monday, once a month being for free subscribers, the rest being for paid, and then 2 videos a month. So that might be a good idea for next week's article. I did not do those. But I did these, and I did these. Okay. There we are. What did I have? 400 and something, 401, something like that. So I now have 569 stitches. So I did about 169 stitches. And I now have 3,420 total. So I think that it works much better working in the pieces with the the colors that have the most stitches first for me. Less chance of an error, at least for me. So I think that's the way I'm going to continue with this. Thank you all for watching, and if you stitched anything, feel free to let us know in the comments what you worked on. If you like this video and you're not subscribed, please like it, subscribe, click that bell to get notified when I post another video or go live. I'll be back on Friday with this week's floss tube, and I'm very excited about it. I can't wait to show you all what I did. And stay healthy, stay safe, happy stitching, and we'll see you next time, y'all. Bye.